Good day, students. Today we are going to look at covalent molecules and how we name them. Okay, there are certain rules that we use when we are naming covalent molecules. Okay, I'm just going to show you some examples of molecules that we can name, or we can be given a formula and we are supposed to write down the name. What are the rules that we follow? There are basic rules that we follow. Let me just share my screen, and then we'll be in a position to have a further discussion about it. All right, so we want to look at naming covalent molecules, and then what are the rules for naming covalent molecules? Rule number one, okay, we are supposed to name the non-metal furthest to the left of the periodic table by its name. Remember, covalent molecules are a combination of a non-metal and a non-metal. So that element which is furthest to the left, we don't change its name, but the element that comes after, we're going to change its name, okay? Suppose I have oxygen and nitrogen. Nitrogen is furthest to the left, so nitrogen will not change its name, okay? But what comes after, if it's nitrogen and oxygen, oxygen is going to change its name. Instead of oxygen, it's going to be oxide, okay? But we also use prefixes to indicate how many of the atoms are present in that compound, okay? If it's one, we use mono. If they are two, we use di. If they are three, we use tri, 4 tetra, 5 penta, 6 hexa, like that, okay? So these are the basics that we use when we are naming some molecules, okay? For instance, we have this molecule here, okay? N2, okay? This is N, okay? 2, all right? And then we have O and F4, okay? All right? So we said the one which is furthest to the left, nitrogen, its name is not going to change, okay? It will still be nitrogen, but we have two of them. So we're going to call it dinitrogen, okay? And then what comes after that? We have 4 oxygen. So it is going to be dinitrogen. Because there are 4, it's going to be tetra, okay? It's not going to be tetra oxygen. It's going to change. It's going to be tetra oxide. So the name of this molecule is going to be dinitrogen tetra oxide. Okay. Again, we look at this one. That's CO2. Okay. Carbon is furthest to the left, okay, than oxygen. So carbon is not going to change its name. It will still remain carbon. But oxygen will change its name. But because there are two of them, okay, we are not going to say carbon oxygen. We are going to say carbon dioxide because there are 2 oxygen atoms. That's what we do, okay? But if a person then write CO like that, this one is furthest to the left. Its name is not going to change. It remains carbon, but I have 1 oxygen. So it's going to be carbon monoxide, okay? If I have carbon, okay, and then I have Cl, and then I have a 4, okay? Carbon is not going to change its name, all right? It will be carbon, but the chlorine will be chloride in the name, but I have 4 of them, so it's going to be carbon tetrachloride, okay? These are the rules. First of all, see which element is furthest to the left, okay? And then check the numbers there. You put the numbers, if it's 1, mono, 2, di, 3 tri, 4 tetra, like that. But the other element, its name will change, but we also need to indicate the numbers that are present. Okay, now it's time for practice. We'll just look at a few examples so that you'll be confident when you are asked these questions, either in your summative exam or in your test. Okay, right. So we're going to just look at some few examples. We'll just go further down on the table. I have some examples here. All right. Name and writing formulas for covalent molecular compounds. Okay. Just want to look at those which are a bit complex. Okay. Let's look at number 3, for instance. Okay. If we look at number 3, okay, number 3 is N2O3. Okay. This one. Number 3, N2O3, okay? I look at their position on the periodic table. Nitrogen is furthest to the left. It's not going to change, but I have 2 of them. So it's going to start with di, okay? di, and then nitrogen. So it's going to be dinitrogen. Okay, what comes after that is oxygen. So I'm expecting a name oxide, but there are three of them. So it's going to be dinitrogen. Okay, okay, oxide. Okay, so that will be the name of that molecule, dinitrogen trioxide. Okay, if I look at this one, okay, it's P2O5. Okay, P2O5. All right, so I look at that one, phosphorus. Okay, is further to the left. Okay, the rule is that name will not change. How many phosphorus do I have? I have two. So it's going to be di, okay? Phosphorus, phosphorus, okay? Phosphorus, pent, because they are 5 oxygen, but the oxygen will change. So I will not say diphosphorus pentaoxygen. I will say dioxygen pentoxide. Okay, dioxygen pentoxide. Okay, so that's how we name covalent molecules. Okay, and then we can also be given the name, and we are supposed to come up with the formula. Okay, right? Carbon tetrafluoride. This is now opposite, okay? Carbon tetrafluoride. How do we do this one? We now know that, okay, it's carbon, all right? And it's tetrafluoride. So it means it's carbon and they are 4 fluorine atoms. So it will be carbon tetrafluoride like that, okay? Dinitrogen trisulfide. Dinitrogen trisulfide. So we say N dinitrogen 2 trisulfide. Trisulfide, it means it's S, okay? It means it's S and then a 3. Okay, that's nitrogen trisulfide. Okay, please take note that when you are writing, these numbers are supposed to be down. Okay, that's how you write the correct formula. Okay, silicon tetrabromide. Silicon is Si. Silicon tetrabromide. Br, small letter, and a 4. Okay, so those are the rules that we use to name covalent molecules. I hope this short presentation has helped you to have the rules for naming covalent molecules. Remember, if you like this video, remember to subscribe and to like it and to share it so that you'll be in a position to help your friends as they are preparing for either a formative test, a summative examination, and so forth. Thank you. Bye-bye for now.